Welcome back to the KJ Methods YouTube channel. We are getting to the nitty gritty here. We are on land use test review number 1. For you guys that don't know me, I'm KJ from the KJ Method. I run a real estate exam prep program, and I'm dedicated to getting 1,000 of you passing your respective real estate exams. It doesn't matter what state. Shout out to both Destiny Wilson and Desiree Moore. Destiny just passed her real estate exam in Nevada today. And Desiree Moore, you have been watching more than anyone else. So I suspect you'll be ready to take that exam soon. All right, let's get started, guys. Test question number 1. Which would not be an example of private controls on a property contained in a deed? Not an example of private controls. And so here are the answers. Fee simple determinable, A. B, fee simple absolute, B. C, defeasible fee, D, conditional fee. Not an example of a private control. And so that would, of course, be a fee simple absolute. Why is that? Because a fee simple absolute is the highest level. Right? It's the highest level. There are no private controls on a fee simple absolute. If you remember, there could be some government controls. There are government controls on every property. So you need to know the difference between public and private. This says private, but there are never any private controls on a fee simple absolute. Definitely on a determinable, a defeasible fee, and a conditional fee, those are all the same thing. Number 2, which would be an example of a special assessment tax? A, raising funds for a new county courthouse. B, increase wages for police officers. C, building a new school in the county. Or D, putting a stop sign at the entrance of a 500 home subdivision. Special assessment. What is a special assessment, guys? You know we have ad valorem and we have special assessment. Anytime you see special assessment, I want you to look for something smaller, not the whole thing, not the whole county. Because if it's something that's going to benefit the entire county, that goes under your ad valorem taxes. Special assessment is going to be smaller, subdivision, particular street, something like that, not everybody. And so if we know that rule, we can easily pick it as being D, the 500 home subdivision. All of the rest of them benefiting everyone in the county is going to be ad valorem taxes. Number 3, which of the following is true when speaking of asbestos? A, asbestos disturbance can cause greater contamination. B, asbestos is still used in flooring materials. C, asbestos is known to cause birth defects in young children. D, there is no danger if asbestos exists in residential housing. So what say you relating to asbestos? Well, the answer is going to be A. Asbestos disturbance can cause greater contamination. What that's saying is that if you touch it, if you mess with it, it can cause greater contamination. Let's look at B. It's still used? No, it's not used. It was banned. It was outlawed some time ago. C, asbestos is known to cause birth defects in young children. That's lead-based paint. D, there is no danger if asbestos exists. It is a danger if it exists in residential housing. 4, what would be the most likely place in the home for mold to occur? This is easy. You get it, you move on. A, living room. B, bedrooms. C, family room. D, bathroom. Mold is what? Wet places. It occurs in wet places, so it's going to be D, bathroom. Low-hanging fruit, answer it, move on. Number 5, the state is allowed to utilize its right of police power to A, take private property as long as it's for public use. B, require 4x4 post when building a deck. C, take property that doesn't have any heirs. Or D, impose taxes on only one single family resident? What say you? What say you? Well, of course, the answer is going to be B, require 4x4 post when building a deck. Now listen, a lot of times you guys will pick A and C. Take property, take property. When you see take property, that's not police power. That is eminent domain. Students get these two confused all the time. Police power is when they put some sort of pressure on the property. You may not like it, right? You're like, I don't want to use 4x4 posts. I want to use 2x2 posts. But you still have your property. But when you say take property, that is eminent domain. And that would not come under police power. Eminent domain and police power, two separate things. D, impose taxes. Yeah, it can impose taxes, but not only on one single family residence. We're going to do it mass in the county itself or in the state itself, depending upon where you live. Number 6, the purpose of a building permit is to A, demonstrate compliance with restrictive covenants. B, demonstrate compliance with the subdivision CC&Rs. C, demonstrate an intent to comply with the type of use of property. Or D, demonstrate an intent to comply with regulations for improvements. Well, this one is easy, right? It would be D. Building permit goes to improvements. If you're building a new deck, if you're knocking down a wall inside the house, then you're going to have to get a building permit because it wants to regulate the type of improvements that you are doing to that property. Number 7, the owner of a property containing lead-based paint is ordered by the court to have the lead removed. This would be called an order of A, removal, B, abatement, C, injunction, D, restriction. Guys, this is pure vocabulary. When we talk about lead, getting rid of it, removing it, it is called abatement. Number 8, the local jurisdiction has just completed its newest master plan for the area. This document would show. So what does a master plan show? A, uses of every individual property in the jurisdiction. B, the time frame of the schedule of all planning to occur at the local level. C, the definitive structure of what is to be built in the community. Or D, overall comprehensive goals of the community, including guidance on future development. So what is a master plan? Well, it is D. This is another pure definition. When you go into a particular area, if you want to know what the plans are for the future, let's say you're going to buy a house in a particular county and you're like, I want to know what they're thinking about doing in this area. You would go ask them to see the master plan. It would give you a comprehensive view, right? A long-term view of what they're planning on doing in terms of uses of property. Maybe they're going to put in a downtown area and you're like, great, that is going to increase property values in the area, for example. So you can look at the long-term view. Number 9, the county decides to take over a property from Miss Jones to expand the roadway at the rear of the property. Miss Jones does not have any heirs. The county is exercising its right of. You should know this one. A, police power. And Miss Jones' owner is entitled to compensation. B, a sheet. And Miss Jones is not entitled to compensation. C, a sheet and Miss Jones is entitled to compensation. Or D, eminent domain, and Miss Jones is entitled to compensation. Guys, you gotta look for context clues in these questions. What did it say? She's gonna take the property, or the county is gonna take the property. Taking means eminent domain. So that's the one that you're looking for. It is not police power. If you're gonna take it from someone, you remember, as long as it's for public use and they give them compensation, they can take the property through what we call eminent domain. So that is D. Number 10, the city decides to take Miss Smith property for the purpose of building a new school and a playground on it. The court action that the city will bring in this circumstance would be, another definition. A, would they do it by quiet title? B, would they do it by eminent domain? C, would they do it by adverse possession? Or D, will they do it by condemnation? Why did I put this in here right after number 9? Because I want you to understand the difference. Even though we see a lot of times condemnation and eminent domain together, they're not exactly the same thing. So eminent domain is the right of the government to take the property. But when we say what type of lawsuit would they bring, it would be a condemnation action, so D. All right, guys, that is it for land use test review number 1. What did you think about that one? They don't test a whole lot of questions on land use, but they certainly do test a couple. So I tried to put a little vast variety in there. I'm KJ from the KJ Method. Don't forget to continue to watch the channel. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, all of that. But come back next week. We will do land use test review number 2. And don't forget to comment below and let me know how these are helping you. And also, we're coming towards the end. So what other kind of topics would you want to see after we get through the end of all of these? I think we should do a 100 test question of everything we have already reviewed. See you guys the next time.
Jumpstart your real estate career with KJ Method. Pass the exam with